Okay, so I'm going to start talking about Batman Year 1, the awesomeness that is inside of it. Now, I'm going to say this is a really good story, but it kind of lacks on the Batman Year 1 thing. Mainly focuses on Gordon. I'm going to give a quick review, try not to spoil anybody who wants to become a Batman reader, because this is where you start, really. Origin. Basically, Batman begins, but only the mob, no other villains, really. Well, there's Catwoman, but it's basically, it's not like a Superman origin where it has to have everything, and this is basically just describing the town and how it's the situations. Everything is by Frank Miller, or Millar, or whatever. I'm terrible with names. I'm gonna say that a lot, so cut me slack on my first review. I love the art. It's kind of, I don't know, it's just something really cool. It has some of the greatest quotes, I think, from Batman, like the "Yes, Father, I'll become a bat," like, just, and everything. Just, it's a really good story, but it's basically Jim Gordon's. It's his story. It's not Batman's. It mainly focuses on how he becomes a good cop, cheats on his wife with Sarah Essen, and they later get married, but not in this. Let's focus on part 1. He'll become the world's greatest crime fighter, but it won't be easy. So he comes in by a plane, and he's talking about how he should take the train, and Gordon took the train. He's talking about how he kind of wishes he was on the plane with his wife. And basically, Gordon sees that everything's corrupt. The police force and everything. The only straight person really is Harvey Dent. And he's gonna fix that. But his partner, Flash, is a total douche. And it's not going good on Gordon. Not going good. So they later beat him up, and then he kind of stalks him. With his inner monologue, it's really cool. He talks about how this guy, he's got to get home to his wife, but he has to see his girlfriend first, which is really funny. And there's not much Bruce, or Batman, or whatever side you call him, in this first part, really. It just shows him training very little. It's not as Batman-y as you would think it'd be, like Nightfall, or Bruce's Batman or No Man's Land, whatever story you think he's actually like Batman. But he screws up a lot. His first night out, Bruce, he puts on a scar, and he screws up. He gets arrested, saves cops' lives after they wreck the car. And they have the famous scene where he wants to die, but decides not to because a bat crashes in, like fate, it's an omen. Grace of God, whatever they call it. I'm pretty sure it's an omen. And that's probably all I'm going to say about spoilers. It's, if I had to give it out of 10, I'd give it 7.5. Mainly because it doesn't have as much Batman as you'd think it would. It's called Year 1. So it's short for graphic novel. It lacks on some parts, but it has a great Jim Gordon story and how they first meet. And Harvey Dent also, it shows his friendship with Batman at the beginning just by one panel, which is kind of lame. And it shows Bruce rocking the Playboy, that alter ego. So I would highly recommend reading this if you want to get into Batman, because it's just a really good story. I will review Superman Birthright next.